Okay, so welcome back to chapter 1 again. So now we will continue with graphs and charts. Okay, so I'll be covering the second two learning outcomes, which would be the characteristic of each type of graph or chart, and which graph do you represent, which graph or chart you use for which data, okay, and how do you identify. So there are 8 types that we'll be looking at. So I've already covered standard bar chart, component bar chart, and comparative bar chart. What we'll be looking at after this will be line graph, pie chart, dot plot, stem and leaf, and histogram. Okay, so dot plot and stem and leaf is actually something a little bit more new to you. All right. So I've also covered this part where you have to title all your graphs. You have to label your axis with name, unit, and values. Whereas for pie chart, you label the sectors. That means each particular sector with the name and percentage. Color to show the difference is just outlines. Outlines will do. You don't need to color inside. You don't need to draw stars or whatever. Just outlining it is enough. Okay, legend is, let's say you outline male with red pen. So you need to show red is male, blue is female. Just like that. All right. For pie chart, please don't color. No need to color. Just label is enough. All right. So the standard bar chart, I've already told you, it's mainly for categorical data. So you represent your categories, your data, and make sure you write down your title. If you look in the manual, there's also the horizontal kind. You can draw anyone, either the vertical or horizontal, but this is much easier actually. So when you have only one category to represent, you should draw the standard bar chart. The component bar chart, I've already gone through this actually. The component bar chart, when you have more than one category to show, then you just outline it respectively and you show. Okay, whereas comparative bar chart, the word comparison must be there, or the word compare, or draw a graph to make a comparison. Comparative, the word compare must be there. Then you can draw comparative bar chart. Okay, all right, moving on, let's look at the line graph. So let's look at this. When do you actually draw line graphs? Is to see the changes with time. So when they say compare the stock prices over the last 3 months, compare anything over time. So when line graph is always the more easier option compared to a comparative bar chart. So anything that you have to show comparison over time, the moment you see over the last 3 years, the best thing for you to do is actually to draw the line graph. Why? It is just so much easier. Like this one, you have to draw these things. It takes more time. Line graph is a lot faster. You just plot the time. You can just, no need to even label like that. You can draw one with pencil, draw one with blue pen. Then you label it accordingly. All right. So any comparison over time, you will draw the line graph. All right. This is how your line graph looks like. Much easier. But anything over time only. Can you see down here is the year? Anything over time. The moment you see over the last 3 years, straight away draw line graph. It is actually much faster. All right. Moving on. We have the pie chart. All right. Okay. What do you have? Pie chart. No need to have color. You can ignore this. Okay. To show percentage, when you see the terms such as composition of, show the percentage of profits, composition of students. So these are the two basically keywords on how when do you draw a pie chart. Okay, composition of, percentage of. All right, the pie chart should always be in order from the biggest sector to the smallest sector. So you will always start at 12 o'clock. Can you see that? You cannot go and start here, here, here. Cannot go and simply start anywhere. Huh? You cannot simply start anywhere. You will start 12 o'clock clockwise from the biggest sector to the smallest sector. So always start at 12 o'clock clockwise from biggest to smallest. So you start at 12 o'clock, clockwise from biggest to smallest. All right, so how do you actually draw the pie chart? Okay, you label the sectors with name and percentages only. So first of all, you find the percentage of each. Let's move to your manual and see what's going on there, right? So if you take a look at this, how do you find out what's going on? So you first of all need to find the percentage of each sector. So Nike is 32, Adidas is 25. So the total is 100, so it's easy. But if the total is not 100, then you got to find percentage. You take these over total times 100, these over total times 100, then you do it one by one. Okay, so this is 32 over 100 is 32%. So 25%, 18%, 15%, and 10%. Okay, so the next step that you do is you will change it into decimals. All right, you will change it into decimals. Then you will times it with 360 degrees to find the amount of degrees that you need. Okay, 0.32 times 360 degrees. So this needs 115.2 degrees. This is 90 degrees. So these are the respective degrees. Like this one is already arranged from small to big. But when you answer the question later, you must make sure you arrange it yourself from small to big when you draw it. All right. So how do you draw? So now you take your protractor. That means here will be 0. Make sure your protractor is measuring 0 here. You move all the way to 1, 1. So now your protractor cannot read 0.2, you know. So you just round off to 115. So you use your protractor all the way to 115. You draw your line. Okay. Then this is 90 degrees, right? So you take your protractor, this must start at 0. 0, you move, you find your protractor up to 90, you draw your line. So you do the same till the end. All right. Then you will label the sectors with your name and percentage only. Percentage must be in a whole number. All right. Unless it is 0.5. That's why there is a little asterisk here. Unless it is 0.5, you can leave it. And sectors must be from biggest to smallest in clockwise order. Pie chart sectors must have color. You can ignore this. No need to color. Please do not waste your time. All right. So this is how you basically do the pie chart. You change to percentage first, then you change it to decimals, then you times 360 to find the angle, round off the angle accordingly because your protractor only got whole number. Okay, so 115, this will be 65, and then you do it. So this will be 0 to 115, this will be 0 to 90, this will be 0 to 64.8, this will be 0 to 54, then that will be the balance. All right. So that's about it for your pie chart. Let's look at dot plot. This is entirely new for you, but it's nothing so difficult. The total number of dots represents the total frequency. That's it. So if my total frequency is 30, when I draw it out, the total number of dots here must be 30. Okay, you can use it for numerical data or categorical data, both. Okay, you must title your dot plots. Okay, the values should be reasonably close. Why? If not, you'll have such a long dot plot, it defeats the purpose. All right. So let's look in your manual. There'll be like an example down here. So what you are going to do here, round up appropriately and construct a dot plot for the amount spent of phone bills by 24 young working adults. So round up appropriately. So here they have already given you a table like this with 100, 200, 300. So you pretty much know you have to round off. So you don't worry. The question will already tell you have to round up or not. If you need to round up, the question will tell you nearest 100 or 10s or 20s or 30s. You just follow only. Okay, so this will be what? 300, 200, 300, 100, 400, 400, 600. Okay, so then this will be 300. You put one dot here. 200, one dot here. 300, one dot here. 100, one dot here. 400, one dot here. So you can put the dots in the middle or on the line. It just doesn't matter. Okay, it really doesn't matter. So you just make sure the total number of dots that you have at the end is 24. That's it. It's very simple. It's something new, but it's extremely simple. All right, that is your dot plot. So this is the basically the example in your manual. So as you can see, you will number with the number of dots. The total number of dots will represent total frequency. So you round off, follow normal rounding rules, and just dot it accordingly. And then you have the stem and leaf. This is something different. This is new. All right, it is normally good for a small set of data, and usually the values are very close to each other. Okay, you will plot it in ascending order, meaning your numbers must be from small to big. Okay, now I will tell you what this is. It may be a little bit confusing, but if I ungroup this data, it will be 57, 60, 68. Do you see what's going on here? Okay, so if I ungroup, this is what it would be: 68 twice, right? Then you will have 72, 72, and then you will repeat, so on and so forth. Do you understand what's going on here? So basically this is what's going on. The ungrouped data is 57, 60, 68, 68, 72, 72, 72, 72, 73, 74, 76, 80. That is a stem and leaf. You separate the tens from the one, meaning this part here, this is 100. So the last two numbers will be what? 100 and 103. And the key will tell you what the values mean. So 5/7 is 57, meaning here you are separating the tens from the ones. You understand? Yeah, I know it will take a little bit of time, but try to just reflect. I will also share more YouTube videos on stem and leaf. All right. So now splitting the stem simply means this. You see, like here you have only one for the tens, right? Here you will have two, meaning this will be 33, 35, 35, 36, 37, 42, 43, 44, 44, 46. So meaning the first one will be from 30 to 34. The second one will be from 35 to 39. Here will be from 40 to 44. Here will be from 45 to 49. Here will be from 50 to 54. Here will be from 55 to 59. Like this will be 55, 55, 55, 55, 56, 56, 57, 57, 58, 58, 59, 60, 60. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, so actually it's not so difficult. So let's look in your manual. There will be an example for you as well. So you need to represent these annual salaries in dollars of 10 workers into a stem and leaf plot. So now you need to decide how are you going to separate them. Okay? Please pause as you're doing it, so you can just pause and do it and then play the video. Don't just let me go on and on talking, then you have no idea what I'm doing. Okay? So now you arrange it in order first from small to big, because your stem and leaf must be from small to big. So the best way to do it is to separate the 10,000s from the hundreds. So you can see 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So 50,000, 100. Do you see that? 50,000, 200, 50,000, 300, 50,900, 51,100, 51,600, 52,400, 52,700. Then you have 53,000. 54,000 got no data, but you cannot skip. You cannot skip. It has to be there. Then 55,000, you put 3 zeros. Then you write the key. This is very important. The key must be there to tell me what's going on. So the key is 50,000/100 equivalent to 50,100. All of you got that? Okay. So you can either do it this way or this way, no problem, but the key must show what it is. All right? So you can ignore this part. So let's look at histogram. Histogram is something that you have drawn in school before. It is similar to your bar chart, okay, not so difficult. So it specially represents group data with intervals only. And you don't need to worry, like I told you before, all the intervals they already give you. So all you have to do is Just follow what the question is giving you, so you no need to worry. Follow only what the question is giving you, okay? So the data in a frequency table is with class intervals. I'll show you what lower boundary is. I'll show you what we're talking about. The characteristics of a histogram is as below. The classes should be equally spaced. So you no need to worry. Let's say now 0 to 100, you want to use 2 boxes. All the way you must use 2 boxes. All must be same size. Okay, the classes shouldn't overlap, meaning must be 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 300. You don't need to worry about that because intervals given to you already. Okay, so now let's see what's going on. Okay, so now if you have something like that, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, very good. Must be continuous like that. 40 to be, because your histogram must look like that, cannot have gap, understand? That's why it must be like that. Okay, if like that means no problem, all is well. But when it's not the same, do you see 30 to 39, 40 to 49? Do you see there's a gap between 39 and 40? Between 49 and 50? There is a gap, right? What does that tell you when there is a gap? You cannot draw a histogram. There'll be a gap here. Cannot. So you need to do something called a correction. You need to change the boundary and make it the same. How do you do that? You minus 0.5, add 0.5. Minus 0.5, add 0.5. Minus 0.5, add 0.5. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So you'll get 29.5 to 39.5, 39.5 to 49.5, 49.5 to 59.5. You must make sure they are continuous. Then only your histogram can touch each other, because this is how your histogram must look like. Understand? A small question. Now, if you have 40 to 50 means what? What does it mean? This 30 to 40 means what? You know, 30 to everything less than 40. This is 40 to everything less than 50. Meaning if I have a data which is 40, will it go in the first or the second boundary? It will go in the second boundary, because this is from 30 to everything less than 40. This is from 40 to everything less than 50. So if I have 40, the frequency will go in here. If I have 50, the frequency will go in here, not here, because this is 40 to everything less than 50. Do you understand? I'll show you an example later. So here I just need you to actually just do the continuity corrections. See, like this, there is a gap. So you need to do continuity correction. 412.5 to 417.5, 417.5 to 512.5, so on and so forth. Same goes to this. You minus 0.5, add 0.5. This is sorted, no need to do anything. This is sorted, no need to do anything. This is not, cannot, need to do something. So you make the boundaries corrected. So look at this example here. This is basically, this is where your frequency will go. This is where your classes will go. You can straight away, I'm repeating this because I always say this to students, they never listen. Histogram here got no gap. If it starts from 100, it starts from 100. No need to have gap, nothing. No need to have the heartbeat, nothing. So you here start with 40, right? You straight away start 40 to 45, 45, 50, 50. Make your life simple, don't complicate it, okay? Start 40, you just start 40. Frequency 1, so you can just come, this is your frequencies. All right, so now just the question that I was going through earlier. If you have a data that is 50, where will it go? Will it go in the first class or the second class? It will go in the second class, because this is from 45 to everything less than 50. This is from 50 to everything less than 55. All of you got that? Okay. So if you don't understand, then you just ask me. You must make sure you get this right. If not, later when you put the frequency into the table, it will all be wrong. All right? Okay? So let's just go back to your manual for a while. Let's see what's going on here. So I've gone through all this. You should be able to complete all this now. All right? Same goes to this. I just completed this. Alright, so now standard bar chart, what's the purpose? When you have only one category to show. Only one category, then standard bar chart. Component bar chart, when you have more than one category to show. Comparative bar chart, Okay, this one I just write it for you lah. One category to show. More than one category to show. Comparative bar chart, the word compare must be there. Line graph, compare over time. Examples is what I showed you earlier lah. You know, it's the story you need. Alright, multiple line graph when you have more than one to compare. So just now we had multiple line graph, right? Remember, two lines, one red, one blue. So same thing. Anything that you have to compare over time when you have more than one to compare over time. Pie chart, the keywords is composition or percentage. Okay, dot plot, stem and leaf, they will tell you directly. These three you no need to worry. The question will directly tell you exactly. Draw dot plot, draw stem and leaf, draw a histogram, you just follow. Okay, so now I would like you to complete exercise 1.1. Use your own graph paper. I need you to draw out these graphs. We should be able to complete it within this class. So actually what I need you to do is complete the graph. See, they already told you make a comparative bar graph, multiple line graph, so you just follow. Construct a component and I need you to upload it back so I can check your work. All right. Anyway, I think in the slides it's already here for you there. Exercise 1.1, question 1 and question 2. Answers are already here for you. You can also refer back. Okay, so please pause the video. Do exercise 1.1 quickly and then you can play the video. Okay, so here you are going to draw a pie chart. So find percentage. This will be in fraction. You will see why when you calculate, right? I show you. When you calculate, you see why we use fraction, because it's half, quarter, 1/8. You can no need to use protractor. Half of the circle, quarter of the circle, half of quarter. Okay, so quite direct, no problem. All right. Then the next one, you would need to change this percentage into decimal, change into degrees. So here I've given you two circles. If you're printing it out, then you can do on the paper. But if you're not printing it out, then you're doing it on your piece of paper. You need a compass to draw your circle. All right, make sure you find a midpoint. Start at 12 o'clock. Show you here. Start at 12 o'clock from the biggest to the smallest. Same goes to this, 12 o'clock from biggest to smallest. So make sure you rearrange from biggest to smallest, because if you look in your manual, it's not from the biggest to smallest. All right, so I want you to pause the video here, draw, okay, pause the video here, draw it, and then you can replay the video. Don't go and just play and I'm going on and on talking and you have no idea what's going on. Alright, so now you can start completing exercise 1.2, which is constructing the dot plot. So I'll show you for this what's going on here, A and B. So let's look at A. So you construct the dot plot. No need to start from 0. If you look at A, your smallest value is 15. Straight away start 15. See, got how many? Make sure the total number of dots represents the total frequency. Same goes with part B. Part C, a little bit more longer. Yes, it can happen, not a problem, just follow. Where got no data, must still be there, must be in ascending order. You cannot just make it disappear. Oh, no need to write. Cannot. Okay. Question 2, say it's a stem plot, stem and leaf, same thing. So choose appropriate values here. This is what we've done. We're separating the 10,000s from the 100. So make sure you have the key. All right. Same goes to question 3. If split the stem is what for each multiple of 10. So I show you split the stem is this. Remember just now we split 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 0. That means 10 to 14, 15 to 19. Splitting the stem is the same thing actually. You're just splitting it into 2. Understand? So same goes to 3B. Same goes to question 4. Same goes to question 5A. All right, this is, okay, question 5A, I need to show you something. So question 5A here, they didn't tell you whether you have to round off to how to round off or whatever. Yeah, you don't worry, exam they will tell you. So here you follow my slides. I've rounded it off to the nearest 10. Okay, you just follow and round off to the nearest tens. So don't worry. This one, we are rounding off to the 1 decimal place. So you follow my slides. So you don't worry. In the exam, they will tell you. You don't need to worry. Oh, why? How I know much? No need. It will be given to you. You follow. So now you follow my slides. All round off to 1 decimal place. Okay? All right. So now let's look at histogram. This is what I wanted to tell you. So you're already in number 6. So by now, this should be at least at your 1 hour 10 minutes mark of your class. Okay, so now you already should be 1 hour into 1 hour 10 minutes 15 minutes of the class. So the last 45 minutes we are going to finish drawing the histograms. It's possible for you to finish it within these 2 hours, right? If you sit and do it right up. Okay, so now equal sizes 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 200. See, can you see that? They've given you the class intervals. You just follow only. So you come up with your table. So first of all, I've already explained to you in the first class what's a frequency distribution table. What's that? What's a frequency distribution table? This. You write down the intervals and put the frequency down. So now, what does 0 to 100 means? 0 to everything less than 100. Okay, so you make sure you follow nicely and fill up everything. So, okay, make sure you total up the frequency. Check that the total frequency is correct. Do slowly, don't worry, okay? Then you draw the histogram. Here it starts from 0. No problem, I start from 0. Make sure you title it. Just copy the question. Even you write the company name also enough. Make sure you title it. Alright? So there's a boxes given to you here. If you're not using and you're not printing, then make sure you do it on a graph paper. If not, I don't want to see it on a plain piece of paper because I've already told you, you must prepare graph paper. Same goes to this. They've already given you the classes. You just follow only. Okay, what classes are we using here? 4 to 5. Write down the frequencies. Okay, complete it. Make sure the total frequency is correct. Again, I'm repeating, from the vertical axis here and the first bar, there should be no gap. If it starts at 4, you straight away start at 4. Please don't waste your time. Okay, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6. No need to color. Just draw it, label everything, and title your graphs. Alright? So you prepare a histogram for that. So question 8. I will leave question 8 for you. I know question 8, you might not have enough time to finish it. You can finish it after your class and submit it in the next class. Alright? But I'll go through what's going on here. The number of seniors who enrolled by the quarter. What kind of graph is this? So now this is a data given to you. You need to draw 4 different types of graphs. So in this A, B, C, D, they've already given you keywords. You would need to follow the keywords given to you. Alright? So the percentage of seniors who enrolled by the quarter. What do you draw? Do you draw a pie chart? Do you draw a line chart? Do you draw a standard bar chart? What to draw? Okay. Then number of students of each category who enrolled in each quarter. What to draw? The comparison. This one, the moment you know comparison, you can draw comparative. Composition is pie chart. So let me show you what's going on here, okay? So for part A, you can either draw a pie chart. Why pie chart? The number of seniors who enrolled by the quarter. Alright, why am I saying pie chart is because you can choose to show the percentage of each. Okay? Or you can actually just draw the line graph. It is so much easier. Why? By the quarter is over time. This is seasons. Seasons is over time, over the years. The number of each student of each category in each quarter. So this would be a component because you must show each category you must show. Okay? And over time. Alright? Or you can also draw line graph because it's also over time. But you will have 4 lines to show. Understand? Comparison, then you will draw comparative bar chart. And the last one is composition of it be your pie chart. So I will leave you to do this and you can submit it in the next class. No problem. I know this is already quite a lot of graphs to draw. so you can submit this in the next class. All right, any issues, any problems, whatever you don't understand, please make sure you ask me. All right, so basically we are done with chapter 1. So chapter 1, you must know how to identify which is discrete data, which is continuous data, numerical data, categorical data, all your 8 graphs, how to draw, when to draw what graph. So by now you should be very well versed already. Okay, so that's about it for our chapter 1. So I will stop here.